Okay, so here in this clip, what I'm going to be doing is changing the valve seals and the springs. So what I like to do is I kind of crumple up paper towels and put them under the valves so they stay um, seated. And then I'll put a little bit of lube on there. I'm just using some 530 oil I had, full synthetic. Um, and I'm going to use a paintbrush to kind of get all the surfaces hit. This is just for storage right now. They might be on within the week. That's what I'm hoping for. So when you get to this point, just make sure you lube everything. You could use some assembly lube if you'd like. Um, anyways, so get your valves in, put the tool on. If you are using this tool, there's a bottom piece. Make sure you use that or the angle of the tool will be off and you'll contact the cylinder head instead of the two mounting points for those. Okay, so once you have the new valve stem seals on there, they should press on pretty easily. Keep in mind that this top hat style is not for double springs. It'll say right on the package. I could put a link in the description for you on that, but I don't want you to order the wrong stuff. So make sure that you have the top hat style valve stem seal, or you'll have the two-piece design. I'm not 100% sure, but I do think that the two-piece design is the older design and the top hat style is the newer design. So correct me if I'm wrong on that. But once you get your springs over the valves and then you have your retainers on there, like I'm doing here, lock in that tool. And as you're tightening it, just be mindful of how the springs are being compressed. The straighter they are, the easier it is to put on the keepers. For this particular head, the intake valve is a little bit taller, or my tool was just a little bit off. I found that once the intake valve was seated with the keepers in there, I had to do a couple more turns on the wrench to get the exhaust valve to go down a little bit. Once the keepers are locked in place, start bringing the springs back up. Now, keeping the keepers in place, you can either kind of hold them while you're doing this. When I used to do it on small engines, I'd use a little bit of grease, and that would hold the keepers in place while you're backing off the wrench. Um, and then just continue, repeat, and go from there. Take your time on this. You don't want anything to bend or break. Um, but it's pretty straightforward. After you do one or two of them, you'll be able to knock them out pretty quickly. If it's your first time, I'd probably recommend the C-clamp style because that'll hold the bottom of the valve and the start compressing the spring. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and knock out these springs and the valve seals, and then we'll go into the trunnion kit from BTR. The footage on that I have is kind of meh, but I'm going to do the best I can to kind of show you how I did one. Um, but yeah, we'll burn through this and get to that.
Life could be a dream. Life could be a dream. Do, 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 shaboom. Life could be a dream. Shaboom. If I could take you up in paradise up above. Shaboom. If you would tell me I'm the only one that you love. Life could be a dream. Sweetheart, hello, hello again. Shaboom, and open we'll meet again. Boom. Ding dong, ding dong, a lang, a lang, a lang. Oh, whoa, whoa, bip. A bip, a dip. Oh, life could be a dream. If only all my precious plans would come true. If you would let me spend my whole life loving you, life could be a dream, sweetheart. Every time I look at you, something is on my mind. If you do what I want you to, maybe we'd be so fine. Oh, life could be a dream, shaboom, if Shaboom, they tell me, darling, I'm the only one that you love. Life could be a dream. Sweetheart, hello, hello again. Shaboom, and hope we'll meet again. Boom, boom. Life could be a dream. Life could be a dream, sweetheart. Shaboom, if I could take you up in paradise up above. Shaboom, and tell me, darling, I'm the only one that you love. Life could be a dream. Sweetheart, hello, hello again. Shaboom, and hope we'll meet again. Boom, boom, boom. Ding dong, ding ding dong, a lang a lang a lang a lang a oh, bip, a bip, oh, but oh, life could be a dream. Life could be a dream. Do 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 do, shaboom.
Okay, so here I'm going to talk a little bit about a trunnion and what it does. It's basically a supporting point for a pivot position. So think of this as basically a cannon with wheels and it's rolling. That's your trunnion here. Now, stock on these motors, you have what is a pressed in trunnion bearing. So this will actually be pressed in to the rocker here. And if it were to ever walk itself out, you'll have, if I could scoot it over here, this little roller. That'll be inside the bearing on each side of your trunnion here. And if this were ever to walk out, all those would run down through the engine. Maybe they'd land in the oil pan and you'd be okay. But the trunnion upgrade is just a good upgrade to, for peace of mind, pretty much. So the BTR kit I went with puts these big washers on the outside, and then it puts snap rings. On top of that, the bearing is pressed in as well. So it's a press fit with a washer and it's locked on there. I went with this style for this build just because it's a very mild build and this is just good insurance that those won't fail. The CHE kit I prefer, and I have that on my turbo truck, but that's more of, I would see it almost as a serviceable item down the road, just like if you went with double springs or something like that. You're going to have to change them down the road. I think longevity wise, this kit is better for a one and done swap. That's kind of why I went this way. The springs aren't crazy. I think they're 560 lift, single beehive. So this will be a good upgrade for that. I'll try to throw one on screen of what it looks like with the stock needle cage bearings in there. But and if you want to knock a trunnion roller bearing, or just a roller bearing in general, I guess, steel chainsaws, use them on their connecting rods, and those are going at 14,000 RPMs, and those guys are running those for a living. So needle bearings are good, just when they can walk themselves out, not so good. So that's a good upgrade to do.